What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got another haul. I posted a video like 2 days ago that I went to the Monroeville Convention Center, everything $2 book and DVD place. Once a year, every July, they rent out this big convention center and have music and books and movies and TV series, and everything is $2 or under. And I went there and I put a haul video up. I showed you guys like 12 DVDs that I bought. Go back and check that video out. I decided to go back again. I didn't get to check out the rest of the DVDs or any of the books, and I had a friend who wanted to go with me for the first time. She loves books, so I took her and met a few friends out there and just had another haul. I told myself that I wasn't going to buy too much because I bought so much the day before, but I broke my own rule. I wound up with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books and 2 more DVDs. So my drawer full of unread books has just gotten a lot bigger, but I want to share with you guys really quick the haul. First, I'll share the 2 DVDs since there's only 2 of them. I got The Woman in Black, Daniel Radcliffe. I love this movie. I saw it in theaters. I think it's a nice throwback. It's very dark. Really good movie. I also have the second one on Blu-ray, but the second one kind of stinks. I was not a fan of number 2. But for $2, I'm a huge fan of this movie, and I never owned it on DVD. So Woman in Black I now have. And I also got Cruel Intentions 3. I own 1 and 2 on DVD already. No one really even knows there's a Cruel Intentions 2 and a Cruel Intentions 3. I've seen them all, and the sequels are actually surprisingly pretty good. Obviously, the first is a classic. 2 and 3 are not as good as the first one, but very solid sequel. Really pretty good continuity with the movies. Not a lot of the same characters, but pretty good storylines. Cruel Intentions 3 for $2. Not a bad movie. Now we'll get to the 12 books that I bought. I'll go through these fast for you. We'll start at the top with the smallest ones and work our way down. The first one is a little handbook called God Calling. I'm a Christian. I don't know if you guys know this based on my horror exploits, but big on Christianity. I love little prayer books that I can read while waiting for my ride system. I ride with Access, and so I'm always waiting for rides. So when I sit in my guest bedroom, I just like to look at little books and read instead of wasting time on my phone. So I'm going to read this little book. It has like passages for every situation. It's like times that you feel down in your life. They give you different passages for every feeling and emotion you have. So I can read little passages here to feel better when I'm waiting for rides. So there's my little Christian book there. And we go from Christianity to the Nanny murders. I had never seen this before. Mary Jones is the author. It looked pretty cool based on the cover of the girl walking her baby in this suburban neighborhood. I like horror books. Is my favorite kind of thing. I love murder mysteries and dark books like that. And so a lot of these were just based on reading the back of the books and seeing the covers and hearing the titles. So I'm actually judging a book by its cover on a lot of these. But for $2, trying out a new author in a genre that you enjoy, I think is worth it. So I'm going to eventually get to this one, The Nanny Murders. Then I also love poetry. So we go from Christianity to murder to poetry. I'm a poet, obviously. My book, Never Say Goodbye, is a poetry book. And so there are 2 books that I bought that are both poetry. This one is Poems of Love and Friendship, and this one is 101 Poems of Romance. So I was just going through a couple of these, and again, I like books with short poetry that I can read in between rides, or I can read in between doing the dishes or doing stuff around the house. Just spend little 5 minutes a day reading a few pages, a few poems. It gives inspiration for my writing, it gives me ideas for storytelling, it puts me in a good mood, and it spends my time reading and learning instead of being on my phone or doing something else. So 2 little poetry books here to pick at and read in between tasks for the day. Then we have, sorry, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Then we have a little funny book, a comedy book, Texts from Your Ex. I saw this on the way out of the store for $2 and I had to pick it up. It's just, the pages are just like a text message screen that are like text to an ex and funny responses. So I love websites like Text from Last Night and all those random like yesterday and today sites that have like funny texts. So I thought this would just be a funny thing to read when I'm like in a bad mood, or I just have like 5 minutes to kill when I want to laugh. So nice comedy book to go with our murder and poetry and Jesus stuff. And now the rest of these I think are all pretty much murder books. This is Dean Koontz, Night Chills. I've read I think like 4 of his books, and I own about 3 or 4 more. I did not own this one. This one looked really cool, Night Chills. And again, I'm not sure what these are about. These are all kind of blind buys. I just did a quick Google search on them, and I looked at the back of the book, and if the synopsis sounded good and the review was pretty good, I picked them up. So I'm a huge fan of Dean Koontz. He's very wordy, but he's very intelligent, and I enjoy his stuff, and this is my probably 9th novel of his that I own, and I've read about 3 or 4. And of the 4 that I've read, I really enjoyed 3, and then 1 was kind of eh. So I'm going to see how Night Chills turns out. I'm a Dean Koontz fan. Then we have a new author I have not heard of, Brandolyn Collins, and this is Dead of Night. This apparently is a series of books. They're like the Dead of Night. What is it? Dead of Night series? I don't know. There's a series of these books, but they're not related. Every one of them is a different tale. So this, again, just sounds cool in the back, and the cover was cool. And I want to check out new horror authors. I want to check out authors that are surrounding in mystery and darkness and stuff like that. So this one looked pretty cool. I'm going to check this one out, Dead of Night. One more poetry book as well, my 3rd book of poetry. This is Mark Strand, Selected Poems. Again, just something to read throughout the day. Just take little snippets and little pages. So I've got several poetry books now for inspiration. Then we have David Morrell's Creepers. This one is one of the most intriguing ones. It has the hotel, the creepy hotel, do not disturb sign, and the back of the book has the same cover on it. So first time seeing David Morrell. He's a New York Times bestselling author, so I'm hoping The Creepers is going to be a cool book. Then we have another cool looking book that I bought based on the title. Let's see, it's Shatter by Michael Rothbam, and I have no idea about his work. So this just looks pretty cool. Then, as the whole pile falls over, I have too many books here. Then we have one that we all know and love, Stephen King's Misery. I've been doing this thing where I'm collecting classic King novels. I've read probably 20 Stephen King books, and I love them all. I've got a lot of his collection, and there's a few out there that I've been collecting at different yard sales and stuff like that. I recently just got a hold of It, and Cujo, and Carrie, and now I've got Misery. It was sitting on top of this pile for $2, and I had to pick it up. So I've seen the movie 1,000 times. Never actually read the book, but the movie is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I'm going to eventually read this book, and I hear the book is a lot darker than the actual movies. So I finally own another Stephen King classic that puts probably 20 Stephen King books in my collection. And you guys know by now, if you've watched my previous book reviews and hauls, I love Harlan Coben. I've read about 6 of his books, and I love every single one of the 6 that I've read. I own about 4 more that I have not read yet, but this one is Fool Me Once. Anytime that I see a Harlan Coben title that I don't have already, I buy, because like I said, I've read 6 books of his and I like all of them. I've watched his Netflix series Safe, and I love that as well. So Harlan Coben to me is one of the best authors in the world right now. One of my personal favorites that I'm just totally hooked on. So this one is one of the titles that I didn't have of his. So even though I've got a few of his books to read still, I picked up another one. Harlan Coben, Fool Me Once. So there you have it, my 12 books and 2 movies. Extra haul, and all for this, by the way, 12 books and 2 movies. I paid $25, $25 total for that haul. So pretty solid total there. But if you guys have read some of these books that I'm not sure about, or if you've heard of some of these authors that I read off that I have no idea who they are, please tell me in the comments if these authors are any good and if these books are any good. And if you guys know any other dark horror or murder mystery or thriller kind of authors like the ones I presented here, please tell me in the comments who you guys are reading. I want to hear feedback because I want to get introduced to new authors and new series that I have not checked out yet. Tell me in the comments below. Until next time, guys, it's been Jason Burke with another haul, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.